Is the S26 Ultra a worthwhile upgrade from the S23 Ultra? This is the S23 Ultra, and this is what Samsung thinks should replace it, the Galaxy S26 Ultra. Well, let's check the phone, and is it a worthy upgrade? We will surely deep dive into it, but from a quick glance, so if you can see, this has a flat profile compared to the edgy angular display. Some people like this and some people like this, so it's everyone to their own perception. But yeah, I prefer the angular display, the curve angles compared to the flat edges, because it feels nice to hold and it does not dig into your hands unlike the flat edges. But yeah, there are some worthy upgrades that Samsung has done to the S26 Ultra. There are some slight curves on the edges, so it doesn't dig much compared to the S24 or S25 Ultras. Well, apart from that, the main difference is this is a titanium body, this is an aluminum body. So heat dissipation is good in this with a bigger vapor chamber, but this titanium is so nice and so rugged. You don't have to worry about your phone getting dents or damage. See, I have used it very roughly, and you see there are hardly small dents on the edges, you can see. But yeah, this phone is built to last, whereas the aluminium is prone to scratches, and you have to use it as a very delicate device. But yeah, we will deep dive into it. But apart from that, here is the problem: the S23 Ultra is still an insanely good phone. So how would someone get convinced that you should get a S26 Ultra? That is what we need to discuss. So instead of another spec sheet comparison, I'm going to unbox the S26 Ultra, put these two side by side, test the cameras, display performance, S Pen battery, and all the new AI features. We will deep dive, get your snacks, and get yourself comfy. We will dig deeper into these two phones. I have been using the S23 Ultra for the last 3 years, and now I want to compare it with the S26 Ultra. This is not just for me, for all those S23 Ultra owners, this is going to be very helpful, is what I believe. Now let's quickly unbox S26 Ultra. So this is the packaging, very minimal. Once you open it, there is the phone, and on the other side, you get the data cable and the SIM ejector tool. That's it. You can see this is a type C to C cable. That's about the unboxing. Now coming to the first impressions, it immediately feels different from the S23 Ultra for sure, because the build quality and the shape is different, to be honest. But yeah, that's about it. Otherwise, the screen size is almost the same. If you see, the phone size is the same. The flat edges compared to the curve edges does make the S26 Ultra look a little bit smaller, but yeah, that's about it. There is no much bigger changes, you can say, apart from the looks and feel. The S23 Ultra is around 8.9 millimeters thick and 233 grams, whereas this S26 Ultra is around 7.9 millimeters and 214 grams. So yeah, this bad boy is a bit thinner and a bit lighter. On paper, whatever. In your hands, you do notice it. The difference in weight as well as the shape is easily noticeable when you hold both the phones. I personally like this rounded edges, but yeah, it's everyone's their own choice. Now the camera and all the cutout looks almost the same. You can see it's just the cameras on top of the body, but here you have an elevation, an additional elevation. God knows why Samsung has given this. If anyone knows, please do comment. But otherwise, the camera layout is the same that you can see. Well, as I have already told, this is heavier noticeably, this is lighter noticeably. But yeah, that is because of the aluminium body compared to the titanium body. And this has got a bigger vapor chamber, so the heat dissipation is good and you won't feel the phone heating up and burning your hands, which I feel with my S23 Ultra. When you use the phone extensively, the phone gets heated up and you can feel the heat, especially when you use it without a cover. You will definitely feel the heat. The S26 Ultra is powered by the Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5 for Galaxy, whereas the S23 Ultra is Snapdragon 8 Gen 3, I believe. If I'm wrong, please do comment. But here's what matters more. If you scroll Instagram, watch YouTube, messaging people, opening normal apps, I don't think there you will feel a big change or a big difference. And do you really need to Upgrade? I don't think so. Where I expect the S26 Ultra advantage to become more obvious is heavy gaming, video editing, AI workloads, and keeping this phone for another 3, 4, or 5 years. If you're upgrading purely because WhatsApp needs to open zero point 0.2 seconds faster, please do listen to my advice, save your money. Now we get to the reason a lot of people buy an Ultra. The cameras, and there is something interesting. Both phones have 200 megapixels, but megapixels do not tell the whole story. The S23 Ultra's 200 megapixel main camera uses a f1.7 aperture, whereas the S26 Ultra main camera goes wider at 1.4. This matters particularly when the light disappears. Samsung says the wider main camera aperture provides significantly more brightness for night photography. So we will test it in the upcoming videos. For now, let's discuss more about both these phones and is it a worthy upgrade. Now coming to the ultra wide lens, here is a much bigger hardware difference. The S23 Ultra has a 12 megapixel ultra wide, whereas the S26 Ultra has a 50 megapixel ultra wide. So that's a massive difference. Crop in, 200% crop animation. This is where I want to see whether the spec upgrade translates into actual detail. So when you crop in, you do zoom as much you want. I think the picture is going to be crystal clear. Now this is interesting. The S23 Ultra becomes famous partly because of its dedicated 10x optical telephoto. The S26 Ultra takes a different approach with a 50 megapixel 5x telephoto, with Samsung offering 10x optical quality zoom and up to 100x space zoom. So we have to test in 3x, 5x, 10x to understand, and because we are going to dig deeper. Let's open the cameras and you see focus and answer. As soon as I open it, well, there is some difference in the dimensions. Otherwise, I think pretty much you can see the difference in the camera clarity. I'm in the 1x, 0.5x, 0.5x, 2x, 2x, 3x in the S26 Ultra, 3x in the S23 Ultra. Now let's go to 10x. Whoa, man, what just happened? I have to go back. It's not at all clear. Let's go to 5x here. We have an additional option of 5x here, and then we will go to 10x. Oh my god. The S23 Ultra is struggling to focus at 10x, but S26 Ultra is doing a great job. Now let's change the dimensions to 9:16, just as in case of the S23 Ultra. If you see, it has a focus enhancer, so it is getting better focus. Now if I move this phone ahead, you can see there is some focus, but yeah, when I bring it closer, you cannot. But in the S26 Ultra, you can easily focus. So this is a major difference, I can say. In 1x, both look almost the same. There is hardly any color difference, but yeah, you can see the screen is very much brighter compared to the S23 Ultra. That is one major difference that we need to notice. The S Pen, of course, without the S Pen, this cannot be called as an Ultra. So you can see this is the S Pen in the S23 Ultra, and we have an S Pen slot here on the corner for the S26 Ultra. We will just quickly check both the S Pens. So if you see, there is a difference in the S Pens. The color is different. Maybe it's because of the model, and the bottom is thicker where you click the S Pen. Apart from that, I think everything is pretty much the same. You can see the buttons over here. And yeah, one important difference is there is Bluetooth functionality on my S23 Ultra, but there is no Bluetooth functionality for this one. That is, when I open the camera, I can just click and it takes a picture. But the same, if I open the camera, it cannot take a picture. You can clearly hear. I'm clicking this and you will hear a sound. So the S23 took a picture. No picture. So the Bluetooth functionality is very good. You can swipe between the apps, you can change the camera, you can do some gestures, but that is not possible here. I think few of things are possible. If I'm wrong, please do comment and let me know. But yeah, that is a major difference of people who like those features. Yeah, this is a bad news. But Samsung's biggest software story now is not the S Pen, it's the AI. And this is where the S26 Ultra feeling much more like a 2026 flagship. For example, the photo assist lets you describe edits, use natural language. This is where the S26 Ultra starts feeling much more like 2026 flagship, just like I told. You can give a command to the picture to in the S26 Ultra saying make this as a sunset shot. It will easily update it. Yeah, I think S23 Ultra with the latest updates do have some AI features, but I don't think this level of AI features are possible in it. Now coming to the battery and charging, here is the funny part. After 3 generations, the S26 Ultra still has a 5000 mAh battery, but the capacity is not the entire story. Efficiency has improved, and the Samsung rates the S26 Ultra for up to 31 hours of video playback. Charging is more interesting. Samsung says the S26 Ultra can reach up to 75% in about 30 minutes with compatible charging. This is the kind of upgrade you actually notice when you are running out of door. Well, this supports maximum of 45 watt, whereas the S26 Ultra supports up to 60 watt. I'll show you the privacy display. That is an interesting feature we have in the S26 Ultra. If you see, just drop down here and you can see the privacy display option here. Just click it. You can turn on the privacy display and you can click done. Voila. Now the screen becomes a bit foggy, I feel. See, if I turn off the privacy display, the screen is crystal clear, but if I turn on the privacy display, well, the screen becomes a little bit foggy. I don't like this personally. Maximum protection, if I turn it off, see, there is no foggy anymore, but the privacy display is still on. You cannot see from the sides. But when you turn on the maximum privacy protection, you cannot see anything. Here, I think it's slightly visible, but yeah, when I turn on the maximum privacy display, you cannot see anything because it's making the screen foggy and it's very hard to see from the sides. Yeah, this is one interesting upgrade in the S26 Ultra, I would say. Verdict: after 3 generations later, should an S23 Ultra owner buy the S26 Ultra? Here is my answer. If your S23 Ultra is still fast, it's not at all lagging, it's snappy, your battery is healthy, you are happy with the camera, and none of the new AI or privacy display feature matters to you, keep it. Seriously, the S23 Ultra has aged ridiculously well. But if your battery is starting to struggle, you're not able to complete a full day, you take a lot of photos, especially in low light video, you want the newer processor and AI capabilities, you want the lighter, thinner design, you don't like the titanium body or the curved edges or the bulky phone, or you're planning to keep your next phone for another 3 to 4 years, then the S26 Ultra starts making a lot more sense. But yeah, still, I think I can use my S23 Ultra for another couple of years or 3 years more. This bad boy has aged really well. It is not one gigantic revolutionary upgrade, I would say. It is 3 years of smaller upgrades stacked on top of each other, and together they make this phone feel noticeably more refined. To be honest, a refined Ultra. But I want to know what you would do. Someone gives you two choices: keep the S23 Ultra for one more year or pay to upgrade to the S26 Ultra today. Which one you are choosing? Well, I have already given my verdict. You can let me know what you would choose. The S26 Ultra is a worthy upgrade if you do a lot of AI work. You love the camera and you're going to use it like crazy, and you also like the lighter boxy design, the flat design, vapor cooling chamber which dissipates the heat nicely without heating up the phone, well, then you have to choose the S26 Ultra. But your use is very basic, you don't have to do any major AI stuff, camera is not going to be used extensively, and you love the curved design, the fit and finish, and the titanium body which feels bulkier but you like it, then you should stick with your S23 Ultra because I don't see any issues at this point in my phone. So that's about it, guys. Comment, will you keep S23 Ultra or upgrade to S26 Ultra? I want to see which side wins. And if you want my full S26 Ultra camera test or battery test and long-term review after actually using the thing as my daily phone, do subscribe. I'll come back with another interesting video because the unboxing and first impressions or the basic review is easy. Finding out whether it is actually worth the money takes a little longer. Stay tuned. Subscribe to my channel for more such interesting content. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Until then, take care. Bye-bye.